Hello everybody, Stephen Howson. This is the Sunday paper review. Camera fell down there a bit. I've not been out yet. I'm having a barbecue at our house and I've not even had a chance to get to the shop, so I haven't managed to buy any newspapers. Excuse me. So I've had to get it online today. So it's probably worked out for the better, to be honest, because I think there's some more interesting stories coming out online than I probably would have found in the papers. The only thing I really like getting from the papers is the columns from people. I like reading some of the columns that some of these reporters write. They're usually really easy to rip to pieces, and I enjoy that. Let's start with this guy anyway. This sort of broke yesterday, this Eric Bailey. But he's not pronounced Bailey, it's pronounced Bay. So Eric Bay, I'm sure I'm butchering that, but that's Bay, I think is how it's supposed to say. No idea who he was until mid-afternoon yesterday when all it started breaking. Did a bit of a Google search. I watched the Beast video that someone had put together on YouTube. I'm sure the rest of you have. You need to go and check it out if you have. He's a lad that likes going to ground for a tackle. Certainly not afraid. Seems like a bit of a big lad. Strong, aggressive, quick. Certainly likes to jump in for a tackle. Not sure that's exactly what we need, but the pace at the back is what we need. The rumours of 40 million euros. I've done a little bit of reading up about it, and it's not 40 million euros, or it won't be. That's his release fee. By the looks of it, it's going to be a series of bonuses and fee structures that make up, like, if he wins this, so little clauses that, a bit like Marshall's, where you think you're paying almost a world record fee for the guy, but actually no, he needs to win the Ballon d'Or, we need to win the league, Champions League, all that sort of stuff. So it's going to look like 40 million euros to keep Villarreal and their fans happy, but it's actually more like up front, like 15 or 20 million pounds. So that's not bad. I'm quite in favour of structuring deals like that. I think that's how it should be, and I think a lot of players' wages should probably be structured like that as well. Like, you get a simple basic wage, and guess what? If you perform, then you should have all the riches in the world for me. If you're performing, yeah, pay them what they're worth. Now, I was talking yesterday to, it was my uncle actually, yesterday about Wayne Rooney. The money that he's on, he doesn't perform like a 300 grand a week player, and like David De Gea's just been given a rise, but he's nowhere near that. I was like, I would give De Gea whatever he wanted. I would give him 350 a week, 400 a week. If he was like, yeah, I'll stay here for life, sound, you can have that sort of cash because you are worth that sort of cash. So anyway, back on topic. Sports Witness. Now that's the place to go for transfers, because Sports Witness are more likely to dismiss a transfer rumour, dig down into the bottom of it, try and get the actual facts of what's going on with the transfer rumour rather than start a transfer rumour. And that's what I like to do as well. I like to get to the meat of it. Is this likely to happen? Now, their report this morning says, Canada Sur Radio and newspaper AS are reporting on Saturday that Manchester United are working to sign Eric Bailly from Villarreal. 22-year-old central defender has had an impressive season in La Liga and has therefore been linked with interest from other clubs too. 442 reported back in April that Pep Guardiola was looking at taking him to City. So that's going to be interesting if he does sign for United. How many City fans say that they never wanted him in the first place? Oh, the irony. ASA Bay is negotiating his own personal terms after the clubs have agreed a fee. So the next thing would be to have a medical, and then the deal is done. AS seem pretty certain that what they're claiming, and state that the Ivory Coast International is on the verge of moving to United. Much like what happened with Damian last year, where you go, ooh. This one's sort of come out of nowhere. It's not a sexy name. The guy's got like 1,800 Twitter followers, or he did yesterday. I'm sure that's probably doubled. So he's not really the most well-known footballer in the world. So for someone to be linking him, there's no... And I don't say he's got no Twitter followers. I mean, all it means is that he's not known. He's not a sexy name. You see newspapers looking to get clicks and stuff like that on their articles. They will write, United are interested in Messi, Daily Mail. United are interested in Ronaldo, The Sun. Neymar, The Sun. So that's a sexy name because people go, oh shit, and click it. When you say they're interested in Eric Bailly, a guy's got 1,800 followers. That's not a clickbait article, is it? People are going to, they might click it actually to say who, but it's not the sort of bullshit rumour that comes around. The same as Damian last year. It sort of come out of nowhere. A week later he was signed. These are the ones that I generally think are more likely to be correct. I like that we're getting our business seemingly done pretty fast. So it looks like Zlatan is virtually all but packaged up and done. And I was going to move on to that later. I might as well mention it now. There's a couple of outlets, reporting that he's going to leave Sweden camp next week on one of his days off, do his medical and sign for United. So that's interesting, that one. Excuse me. getting done before the Euros is good. If this guy gets done as well, then that's us on the forward foot going into the Euros, and I like that. The other two that I think we're looking for then, according to reports, we was looking for a centre-half, centre-mid, centre-forward and a right winger. That's 2 of the 4 done. The centre-mid seems to be Andre Gomez, and I'm not mega impressed with him. But he is that sort of middle-of-the-road sort of signing that ends up going on and doing fairly well for us. So I'm open-minded about it. I think there's better, more dynamic midfielders out there. I'm not overly impressed with Gomez, but we will see what happens. The right winger, though, I think that needs to be someone that is a bit of a star name, someone that's got that star quality, someone that's going to frighten defences, someone that's just all action, all goals, all assists, just someone, a real big signing. I think that needs to happen. And then we look strong going into next season, really strong. And I definitely think there'll be people going out, but I think that's what we're looking for in terms of signings. 4 signings like that, job done. So, where was we going after this one? I think I've sort of covered it, haven't I, with Ibrahimovic. The mail yesterday with the Messi thing. Come on. Like, on what planet do you think that arguably the best player in the world, Lionel Messi, is going to move to United in the Europa League? Yes, I know United can still draw. Yes, I know United can still attract. Yes, we would probably pay a world record weekly wage for him and a world record transfer fee. That's not a problem for us. We could do that. But I'm sure Messi sponsors wouldn't allow him to play in the Europa League. I'm sure Messi sponsors wouldn't allow him to drop down out of the Champions League like that. I'm sure Barcelona wouldn't sell him for anything in the world. Just because he's got some sort of personal issue going on with his tax evasion thing doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, does it? It means absolutely nothing. They said something about he's seeking assurances over his future at Barcelona because of all this. He's probably the best player in the world. What sort of assurances do you think you're going to be able to give him? What, you're going to play every week? You're in arguably one of the best sides ever? I can't believe an editor read that article after someone wrote it and was like, yeah, sound, print it. Absolute waste of ink and a waste of pixels online as well. So that's basically it for this morning, and that's basically it for the rumours that's kicking around. We obviously have the Euros kicking off, Copa America's just started, the Olympics are coming soon. There's quite a lot of stuff going on in the world of football. Not really too much happenings around the league. Vardy going to Arsenal is a very interesting one. Couldn't really get out exactly what I was trying to say in a couple of tweets, but I think most of you got what I was aiming at. Arsene Wenger and Arsenal have a certain type of play and a certain type of player. And I think I said a couple of weeks ago, if they signed Lukaku and Kante, they'd probably win the league. Because that's the change of style of player that they usually go for. But it's this change of style of player within the way Arsenal play. So I can see Lukaku getting on the end of the chances that Arsenal already create. I can see Lukaku complementing the style of play Arsenal already have, coming short, dropping it off, allowing the others to run in behind him. That's the sort of player he is. I can see Kante adding a bit of steel to the midfield. I can see him just upping the energy, and especially with the defensive aggression that little bit that Arsenal need. And then if they signed a centre-half, they would have a fantastic side. Literally, the whole 11 would be a very, very strong side. But they signed Vardy, or they're trying to sign Vardy, or they're rumoured to sign Vardy. The reason Vardy and Leicester were successful this season is because they play on the counter-attack. They were happy for the other team to have the ball, and they would hit you with a fast counter-attack down the channels and down the centre. And Vardy was key to that because he's ultra quick and he gets on, he plays on the last man, he gets in behind and he can score a goal. Arsenal do not play on the counter-attack. Now I saw some people saying maybe Arsenal will change their way. Maybe. But it's not likely, is it? It's not likely. Arsenal are going to dominate possession because of the footballers in the team. One player does not dictate how a team plays. The other 10 are more likely to dictate to that one how they play. And the way Arsenal play is a slow build-up. The only difference between Arsenal and United really is that they had better players in the final third last season. The likes of Sanchez and that. We didn't have that. And that's why we couldn't break teams down where Arsenal was able to. We both play a possession-based game. Theirs is arguably a little bit more continental in terms of how small the distances are in between the players. But we still both play a very possession-based game. And they will dominate territory in the opposition half. There's nowhere for Vardy to run in that. There's no way Vardy complements what Arsenal's system is. Vardy is a totally different style of player. yes, he might score goals for Arsenal, and Arsenal have got the best chance creation in the Premier League, so there's definitely going to be chances laid on the plate for him, but I think it's not the best signing they could make. They could make better signings. They could make more astute signings that would complement their team better. Like, Messi would arguably do great at the old-fashioned Stoke, the Tony Pulis Stoke, right? Because he's a good player, and a good player will make chances for himself. But he's not the ideal signing for that sort of side, is he? An ideal signing for them, again, might be a Lukaku, might be a real big centre-forward that can hold it up, that's going to complement the way the team plays. Or you might want to sign a centre-half that's got a ping on him so you can hit it up to him. You might not want to sign a ball-playing Rio Ferdinand-style centre-half. You have to think about how these teams play and what you can improve upon what they already do, because one player's not going to come in and make this massive change to a side. The side's going to be the side, and the people and teams play the way they've played for years and years. And Wenger's played a very similar system for over a decade, so I don't see how you expect this revolution to be based around a 29-year-old Vardy that's potentially a one-season wonder. Or maybe if he's not a one-season wonder, he's a player that just perfectly complemented what Leicester was doing this season. And there's no guarantees next season he's going to be able to do that, especially in a different club. There's no guarantees he was going to be able to do that with Leicester this year, once people are a little bit more aware and astute to what they're going to be doing. So I think it's an interesting move, put it that way, because I didn't expect Wenger to go for that. I really didn't. I thought the talk of him going for a Leicester player, I thought Kante was such an obvious choice for him. And being French as well, you think that's just someone that Arsene Wenger would absolutely cream his pants over. But it seems like he's gone for almost the sort of player that he never signs. A complete different outlook, which, fair play to him if he is changing his outlook and he is planning on changing. And, we've criticised Arsenal for never having a plan B. If this is his plan B, then we have to roll our hands up and say maybe Wenger's adapting and improving himself, which you can't really complain about. It's what people have been demanding for years, but I don't see it. I think you're going to try and see the same old. And that's about it. There's a little bit of a rumour today that Ashley Fletcher, the young United centre-forward that's been rassing it up at Barnsley, might be going to Leeds. Not sure how I feel about that. Still have the opinion that Leeds are dirty Leeds, and we sign their best players. We don't let them take ours. We let them have Lee Sharp when he's at the end of his tether, and I don't know. Anyway, sling it all in the comments. What you think? What's going on with Vardy and Arsenal? I think that's a really intriguing transfer if that comes off. Ibrahimovic clearly looks like it's a done deal to United. Eric Bailly, if you've got any more on him, because this is literally pretty much his first full season in the Liga, he is a bit of an unknown quantity. Is he of the level of Manchester United, do you think? Can he do something with the team, or do you think we should be looking for someone a little bit more established? He's another player with potential, and not that leader, that Hawidis that I really wanted. So, there you go. That's it for this morning. Sunday paper review without no newspapers. It's an online paper review this morning. I have got something coming out for D-Day. I'm trying to get it out for 11 o'clock this evening, but there's going to be so much rendering that it'll probably be out for tomorrow for D-Day. So I hope you like that. Check it out. If it's not your thing, I understand, but please check it out and let me know what you think. And that's it, really, for this morning. So go and enjoy the sun. It's a lovely day. Hopefully it is where you are as well. And I'll see you soon. Ta-ra.